Welcome back to Savvy Serena. Today is a requested video that you, my viewers, have asked me to do, and that's on how to disinfect your home according to the CDC Center for Disease Control guidelines. So that's what we're going to do today. I've got 3 products that you probably already have at home that you can disinfect your house with. And you may be able to find some of these. I don't know. I haven't checked in my stores. Some of them you may not. If you have them at home, you can use these 3. And it's stuff we normally keep online. So give this video a thumbs up so people that are trying to find it can find it, so they can physically see. I know some people are different than others to physically see it. Sometimes it's easier. So give this video a thumbs up so that way the people that need to see it can see it. Okay, so let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to recommend, you need supplies. So you're going to need this is a 1 gallon bucket that my husband picked up. So you're going to need a gallon bucket. You're going to need some kind of gloves. And they can be your kitchen gloves if you want to use them. These I used to get from a nurse that was next door. She used to stuff them in her apron, and she knew I cleaned houses, so she would bring these to me. So you're going to need some kind of gloves, and I have a whole bag full. But you know, you could use your kitchen gloves if that's all you had. And then you're going to need a rag. I'm using some old washcloths that are stained and ugly anyways, just because I don't want one of the solutions to mess it up even more, because it'll deteriorate over time. And make sure you're washing your rags daily. If you're going to clean daily and do this disinfectant daily, you want to make sure that you have several of these. Okay, so the first thing we want to start with, you want an empty spray bottle that you're going to fill with water first, and then you're going to add dish soap. Any dish soap that you have. And this is going to be your multi-purpose cleaner. So if you're going to be doing this every day, I would do something expensive like dish soap. Whatever you have on hand. It can be Dawn, it's whatever. This is what I bought on clearance, and this will fine. This is what you will clean with first. The next thing we're going to talk about is bleach. The way you want to use your bleach is you want to put, and I'll put down in the description below the recipe on how to do it. But you want diluted bleach. Whatever brand, I just happen to have Clorox. You want diluted bleach. So you want 1/3 cup of bleach per gallon of water. Or 4 teaspoons of bleach per quart of water. Now, there's some guidelines. You want to wear gloves and never mix anything but water with the bleach. So it should just be bleach and water, and that's it. If you decide to put it in a spray bottle, only leave it in there for a few days, because the bleach will break down the plastic in your spray bottle. I used to do bleach and water in my spray bottles, and it would mess up the sprayer. So I don't recommend that. You know, maybe make enough for you to use for that day, and then rinse the bottle out, maybe. I don't know. But for me today, I'm using a bucket of water. Also, be careful with bleach when you're doing your metal faucets, because it can corrode. Stainless steel, anything like that. Over time, bleach can corrode these metals. So be careful of that. If you use bleach on it, let's say bleach is your only one that you have out of the other out of the 3 that I'm going to show you. Do the bleach and wipe it. This is your disinfectant part. When you wipe it, and then you might want to take something and rinse it. Even if it's a cup of water, and rinse all that off. Bleach you don't need to leave on there. You just wipe it and it's disinfected. That's how good bleach is. Also, bleach can be harsh for countertops. So rinse your countertop if you have to do bleach on your countertop. Wipe your countertop down and then rinse it with water afterwards. So that way it doesn't cause any discoloration or anything like that. Now, marble, I know that's a rock. So I'm not exactly sure how you would do marble. So that I wouldn't know. If you do know how to do bleach on marble, or if you can do that, put it down in the comments so other people know, because that I don't know. I have never cleaned marble, so I'm not sure what you can do with that and what you can't. Okay, with Isopropyl alcohol, you want to use 70% or you want to use 70% or higher in the alcohol. Mine happens to be 91%, which is good for disinfecting. But anything 70% and higher will work. If you got it from Dollar Tree, normally those are 50%, and that's not high enough to disinfect. So check that percentage. I don't care what brand it is. This is a quart, but I don't care what brand it is. Just check that percentage and make sure it's 70% or higher, and it will disinfect. I keep mine in a spray bottle all the time. A lot of y'all know this. I use it on my whiteboard. But the great thing about alcohol, just like bleach, when you're disinfecting, you can spray it. Once you've cleaned the area, you'll spray this and leave it. And again, if you want to wipe it off, you can, but you don't have to. So this is another, and this will not corrode your stainless steel. It's safe on most all surfaces. So, but if you're not sure about your countertop, go on the side of your countertop and kind of test it and see if this will work. And that's how I would do this. With the third one is peroxide. Now your peroxide, you want to make sure it says on here 3%. I don't know if you can see that or not, but you want to make sure it says 3% on it. What I did is I took, because we always have plenty of peroxide, I took a sprayer from another bottle, rinsed it out with water, and stuck it in this, so that way I have a sprayer to spray. And most of these spray, you could take one like off of this, then you can, I've done this before too. This is just soap and water, but I'll measure the bottle up, and then I'll cut my line with a pair of scissors, and then I'll screw it right on there, and I'll just, maybe my bottle's no good or what. If you need to do that, do it. But that's how I did it for this one. And you use it straight from the bottle. You need something that is not clear. That's why I put the sprayer on this bottle, because you cannot, if this gets light to it, it breaks it down and it loses its strength. So, that's why it's in this brown bottle. And make sure your top is not clear or see-through. Like this one's see-through. You don't want that. You want something that's dark. That's colored or dark, that you can't see through, so that way it doesn't break down the peroxide. The great thing about peroxide, it can be used in your kitchen, on foods where food is prepared, you can use it there. That's a good thing about this. The only thing with peroxide is you need to leave it for 5 to 10 minutes. And then after the 10 minutes, if you still see wetness, you can take a rag and you can wipe it off if you want to. But you do have to leave this for 10 minutes. And this is also safe on your faucets as well. But this one would be good for the kitchen, for your food areas. This would be safe to use. I hope I gave y'all some good ideas. I went to the website. I will link it below. There's different procedures if you actually have someone with the virus. I recommend that you read it in case you come across that. You'll know what to do. But now you know how to disinfect with these 3 items. And I bet you have one of these 3 items in your home. I just feel like today I'm going to do this. I'm going to clean my house. I'm going to disinfect with these 3 items. Will I do it every day? Probably not. But if my husband got sick or I got sick, I would most definitely be doing this every day. The website also, let me say this too before I forget. They give things also like, don't forget to clean your remotes, your keyboards, your doorknobs, your light switches, your phone, your toilet, your countertops, of course. And I think that was it, but it gives you a list that during this time you should at least be cleaning daily. Just add these items to your daily routine. It probably won't take a second, because the way I'm looking at it, I have one room that we do not use that light switch. And we don't go in that room, so I'm not even going to clean the doorknob or the light switch because we're never in there. So if it's rooms that you don't use often or not all the time, then you don't need to clean those particular rooms. But this may add another maybe 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes, depending on how big your house is, to go through and just clean doorknobs, light switches, the remote real quick. I mean, to clean it and disinfect it ain't going to take but maybe 30 minutes more a day, if that. You can probably get it done in 20. So I hope you like this video. Don't forget to like it, share it. I want to get it out to people so they know what they're supposed to be doing, and it takes some of that fear away. Y'all come back now. You hear?